Hello, everyone. Hi. Happy, what day is it today? Tuesday? I think today is Tuesday. Happy Tuesday! Yes. It is true. Rocket has gotten a redesign. After so long, he has one. And we are going to be modeling it this stream. We're just gonna get right into it, okay? I do have the minis disabled because I actually want to do my job. I hope you guys can understand. But yeah, it's gonna be a modeling stream. Thank you, Scythe Gaming, for resub. Hello, everyone. Hello, Scythe Gaming. Yeah, no, let's just get right into it. Here we are. For those who have not seen, this is kinda the idea right here. We got like the yellow and the blue. I really wanted to like push more yellow into his design because we do not have a yellow fighter. If you think about it, we have never done a yellow fighter. So I was like, okay, let's do more yellow accents because I think that would make him unique. Coil is not. Oh no, I think some. Coil is not yellow, guys. Coil is like very orange. Anyway. Yeah, we have like orange fighters, but we don't have yellow. But yeah. So that's why I thought I'd go with the more yellowy. And I really love this detail where he has like the blocks or like explosion like on the back of his jacket. I think that's really fun. But yeah, oh my gosh. Rocket, you do not look great, buddy. We're gonna fix you up. We're gonna fix you up, okay? Don't even worry about it. Let me just hide these. And we'll hide this gear. There we go. Yeah, these are just gonna be reference for when I do like the mechanical arm and leg. He still has those, don't worry. And I'm probably gonna be changing the glasses into the goggles just because, like, I don't want it to look too much like Zuka. Like, I know, like, this design is very explicitly designed like him wanting to take after like his dad, but I don't want them to look too similar. There's got to be some kind of like degree of separation. And we'll start with the horns. Bam, boom, bam, bap, I'm back. I'm holding Valk by the horns. Thank you, Parkeroos, for resub. Oh, you did another one. Hi, it's been a while. Glad to be back. As I say, being dragged back into the back rooms of studying. Oh yeah, you guys going back to school already? Unfortunate. We're just gonna carve little, like, because if you guys don't know the lore, the Rocket lore, TM, his horns don't actually look like this naturally. He had to carve them to look like this. And I think he doesn't do a very good job. So sometimes he has little nicks, little cuts. Thankfully though, because he's younger, they'll like heal back, but just for like the remodel, I want to add some of these. There we go. Yeah, he doesn't do a very good job. Hi, it's been a while. Glad to be back as I say... Oh wait, I already read that one. I meant to read the other one. Sorry. Actually, I've graduated school. I'm studying for a Certificate 3 in Information Technology. Anyways, Rocket's silly. Hopefully nothing bad happens to him. Good luck, bro! Thank you for another 100 bits, by the way. Parker Ruse. I wish you good luck. I'm here modeling Roblox characters. This is my job. This is what I do for a living. There we go. Okay, let's start with the jacket. I think that's probably gonna be the most simple thing to start off with. Right, well, maybe like right here. Oops, wait, I skipped one. Soda, I hope you know that Rocket and his stupid father make me want to get a giant squeaky hammer and squish them. Like those Whack-A-Mole Carnival games. I need to squeeze them, ugh. Thank you for 100 bits, pitchery patchery. Yeah, I like them too. They're very funny and make me go hee hee hoo hoo. Yeah, I also did like a little, I made a little thread this morning before I started the stream. About, some of the skins for the game. And I think it's at least kind of interesting. So if you guys are interested in that, just go to my Twitter. Hi Soda, I hope you're having a lovely day. Just wanted to say Rocket redesign looks awesome and you did great. Thank you! Yeah, it's always kind of nerve-wracking trying to make a new design, especially because, like, Roblox players don't really like change. So, you know, it's just something you gotta keep in mind. But also, it's like, the OG Rocket model does not look good. I'm sorry to whoever who likes it, it does not look good. I'm sorry. It's not good. Sodium, I can't wait to double jump as Rocket with the fresh Nike kicks. I think they're just regular shoes. I didn't really draw them after anything specific. Will Rocket be getting a gameplay rework with the new model? Nope, this is just a redesign. I think Rocket right now, like gameplay-wise, is fine. Oops. A little, like, crease in the back, maybe. Nah, that doesn't really look that great. Will the horn carving scratches be visible, Sodium? Yeah, they're right here. I just modeled them. Infernal video game called Fighting, and the only difference is that the characters are just people. Just normal dudes. Yeah, my favorite character is Jim. He's really strong. Hi Soda, I just wanted to say thank you for such a sick festival. Me and my friend bumped into you when you were that god-awful bird thing, and it made us laugh for like 30 minutes, so thank you for making us laugh so much. I'm glad you liked the bird. It's my bird. Bird up! What's wrong with the bird, chat? I don't understand. Can someone explain? Serious note, I love characters that wear pointy glasses. It's honestly so cool to see Rocket have them, and it makes me giggle. Thank you, Parker Roos, for 100 bits. Unfortunately, they're gonna be replaced. They're gonna be goggles again. Hey, Soda, what's your favorite skin in fighting? This can include the vote winner skins that aren't in-game yet. Well, I think the skin that has the most sentimental value to me is, like, Cat Shot, because it was a gift. I think probably my favorite skin now is probably Katana Neo. I think it just looks really cool. That's it. Okay. Rotate that. Hi Soda, I've been loving the new content being added. I do have a few questions about Fractured Space Rework. Is it canon? If so, is it like in the middle of nowhere, just like the song name implies, or is it just in the orbit of the Inferno? Fractured Space is not canon. Sorry. I I forgot, is Catshot ever getting a remodel? I feel like I remember you mentioning it somewhere, but that might have been a dream I had one time. I did make a list of every single skin that is going to be getting a remodel, and yes, Catshot was one of them. It's just, the modelers have been busy with doing the Patreon skins. So the remodels have been kind of been put on hold. Sodium, just a question, funny, silky question. When will Bugshot come out? I don't know. I could not tell you. We're going to split this. Okay, I think he needs to have the jacket close on more. There we go. Will the rest of the skins be released with events like festivals or frenzies, or will they just release on their own just whenever? Well, here's the thing, we're stockpiling skins at the moment. Because, as you guys have figured out, we didn't release all of them during the festival. And I think the plan, at least from what I remember talking to G, is that we wanted to save some for when we do release the Zuka shop, but we haven't, like, had a conversation about which ones we're saving for the Zuka shop. And then some of them are probably just gonna be for other events, if I had to guess. Thank you for the fun festival. It was really fun to have fun with friends and jokingly be competitive. Me and my friends were just basically chanting our teams at each other. Lol, overall, it was all in good fun. I'm glad. This is probably the best festival we had. It was very, very close. And we released all the skins. This was like the biggest festival we had, like skin-wise. Like, it's the most that we've released content for. And hopefully we will be able to keep that up with future festivals. I think right now, though, we're kind of a little burned out, so I can't really say when the next festival will be, just because, you know, we just finished. I know some people were disappointed that Katana was the winner skin, but I felt it was appropriate considering he had the rework. Why does this look so weird? Zuka shop and Blocktails before fighting is crazy work, Loki. Oh wait, shoot, I just got like 3 donations. Okay, hang on, let me read these in order. Thank you Glitchy Nitro for 100 bits. I'm curious, how do you go about creating fighters? Do you look for Roblox gears first? I love your work, by the way. Oh man. Okay, I think my answer for this changes like every single time I get asked this, but yeah, first we get the gear, like specifically if it's like for a fighter. And then we kind of look at like what we have going on with the character roster. So for instance, if it's like, oh, we have too much like Lost Temple content right now, maybe let's do something from Thieves' Den or Playground. Like then we'll have the next character, you know, belong to like one of the factions that just another faction we haven't like already like covered already. Like Coil, for instance, right? We were like, okay, everyone's burnt out on Lost Temple. Let's do someone for Playground. And then we did Coil, and he's from Playground, so... You know. And then we go back and forth. But the actual, like, designing part, it's just kind of like... I won't lie, guys, half of it is kind of just, like, rule of cool. Like, I just, like... experiment with what looks really cool, and then I'm like, damn, this looks nice, then I'll try to like justify adding it. But also some things, like, what's something I can think of? Oh yeah, like Scythe, for instance, like, cause she isn't just a scythe, she is also a rifle. You know, and that's cool, so we'll be like, okay, well, how can we justify her also having this kind of dual range mode? And then we came up with the lore surrounding that, so... You know, just like, we try to make it fun, basically. And also try to tie it into the world at the same time. Next donation was... Hi Soda, does Valk have a favorite animal? If so, what is it? A favorite animal? I swear I was asked about this before. If I wasn't, I'm like retconning myself right now, I'm sorry. But right now, I'm thinking... What am I thinking? I don't know. I don't know. I made these like oh, this is for all the fucking unks in the chat. Anyone remember Dub versus Crow? I made these little dub designs for the festival. And I thought they were super cute. And I think Valk would like them. The festival is not that old, Soda. I'm joking. Dub is Unk? It was like a whole year ago, chat. Like, it's kind of old. I'd say it's kind of old, at least. What am I doing? Oh, okay, we need to do, like... Okay, any traffic fun facts to share that haven't been shared yet? I love traffic fighting. Anyway, back to studying for a bit. You gotta be more specific, man. I will say, though, traffic has gotten, like, a considerable amount of changes. Just because of, like, the big, like... I don't want to say rewrite, but we, like, established a lot more of just, like, gear lore in general. And the original idea with traffic is that he didn't have a gear. But because of how the world is set up now, that can't happen, so we're like giving him a gear now. I haven't decided on which one, but yeah, we had to change that aspect of his character. Does that count as a fun fact? I don't know. We just had to change a lot about traffic. I guess he's no longer homeless? Does that count? I think this needs to be higher up. Oh shoot, I missed one. Abyssal Light, welcome back. Thank you for resub. 9 months! Hope you're doing well. Comedy vs. Tragedy was my first fest ever, and I had so much fun. Thank you to you and your team for hosting. Excited to see what comes next. I am happy people enjoyed this festival. We did try to do a lot of experimental things. With the scoring, and like, skin distribution, stuff like that. I think for the most part people liked it. I did actually play. Well, I was at Comic-Con, so I couldn't play for, like, the first few days. But I did actually play a lot. And it was very fun meeting people. I was on Team Comedy, by the way, chat. I just remembered to ask this question about Biohazard sounds design. This will potentially sound insane, but was there sound effects sampled from the song Parade from the movie Paprika? I do not make the sound effects, so I have no clue. I actually have, like, no idea. I just do the designs. Everything outside of that is outside my jurisdiction. I think the collar needs to be thicker. Hi, Soda. Loving the rocket redesign. I do have one question though. Does Zuka shop have an official name, or is it just the shop in canon? Oh my god, it's actually so funny you bring that up. Oh, thank you, by the way, for 100 bits. Devilry hours. So we do developer calls, with our Crossroads team, which is now, I think, like, 9-10 builders now. And the current thing they're working on is the shops. Like, they're working on the traffic shop, the Ghostiri, like, library, the Ponacious shop, and the Zuka shop. And I was like, we can't keep calling it the shop, or the shop, with the D-A. It's so, we were, for, like, a solid, like, 30 minutes, we were like, what are we gonna call Zuka's shop? And hang on, I have, like, let me get the fucking backlog. Cause it's so stupid. So here's some of the suggestions. Okay, so we have Zuka's Wares, you know, it's pretty alright. We got Infirmary, spelled with a PH. you know, it's not bad. It's not bad. We have... we have... Fuka. Like, PH in front of Zuka. And then we have, what else? We have Zuka Home Depot. We have Zuka Zells with a Z. And then we have Zoodwill. And then Mix Zukas. Zuka's Haunted Mansion of Horrors. We have Stop Shop. That's pretty nice. 7-Eleven. We have B-Mart. Like, you know, B-Mart. Fop and Fuka's B-Porium. And then, I think... I think I'm trying to find the other one that, like, was making me laugh really hard. Oh, it was ZVS. You know, like CVS, but with the Z. I thought that one was really funny. If you laugh, you go to eternally burning lost temple. So, needless to say, we haven't come up with a name for it yet. Soda, you should get new builders. I just hired them. Does Rocket carve his own horns, or does Zuka do it? I would ask if Zuka did it, but I don't know if that old art of sword carving his horns is still relevant. Rocket does it himself. Mostly. Zuka thinks it's stupid, he tries to look like him. But Rocket does it anyway. Gears Are Us? Oh my god. Wait, that's kind of genius. Hey Soda, genuine question. I want to tackle modeling, but I can't find the motivation. How easy is it to model, or does it take time and patience? I'm assuming you're like a beginner? Or are you just talking about like general like art block? Oh no, yeah, I just reread it. Literally just like, okay. How do I... Even if you think you can't do it, just like do it and figure it out along the way. Cause like nothing like motivates me more than like wanting to like I design a new character, like I draw them, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to see this character be brought to life. Like that's what motivates me. Not like them being like, not the actual modeling part, but just them being in the game and knowing they're gonna be a character. Like that's what motivates me. And sometimes it sometimes just depends on the mood. Like I took a really, really long break from modeling for fighting, actually. Before the festival started, and I had most of the modeling team actually model stuff for me because I just couldn't model. Like I just had to take a break. I couldn't do it. And then I was like, hold on, we're making the festival winter skin. And then I was like, hold on, what if we did like a black rock katana kind of design? And I was like, this is so cool, I need to model this. And then I did it. And that was my first model back. So. But like just in general, just like, don't force it, otherwise it's gonna be shit. And it's all about, like, what the model is for at the end of the day, because, like, me personally, I hate modeling, like, props or something. I will, like, procrastinate on modeling, like, props or whatever, or weapons. I do not like that. It just kind of depends on what it is. Like, maybe you want to, like, make an animation with your model, and just, like, the fact that you want to see, like, your character or your prop or whatever, like, move and do things, like, that could be, like, your motivating factor. Just, like, it coming to life, you know? Like, that's always what's motivated me. That's just my opinion, though. It is, like, very difficult when you're a beginner, because it feels like there's, like, no end. Like, you don't see a light at the end of the tunnel. It's like, oh my gosh, I have to remember the keybinds, I have to remember, like, try budget and, like, try count if you're making stuff for a game. But it gets better. It always does. Can the next fest be team... What? What does that even mean? Can I even read that? You know what? Just to be on the safe side, I'm not gonna read that. Smeki, thank you for 1,000 bits. Gee, I sure can't wait to shop at Zuka Cells with my son.
Zuka Cells.
Hello, said I wanted to know which country the architecture of the country / city that Crater Dust Capital map was inspired by. Oh, it's definitely inspired by, like, Brazilian favelas. Like, 100%. Like, if you just look up a photo of, like, a favela, like, it nearly, like... I don't want to say it looks identical, because it's not. But, like, you can definitely see the inspiration. Okay, let's see, like, your shirt, bro. Put on a shirt. I said, I have a question. What other gears are you in the team considering for other characters? Genuinely curious, because I have characters based off the Phoenix and Grappling Hook gear. I can't tell you, otherwise it wouldn't be a surprise. That's the best part about not knowing what the next fighter is. You don't know. So we could do literally anything. Gee, Hello, Sodakettle. Big fan of the rocket redesign. He just looks just a little gay. I am fully prepared for a no-comment response. But the burns on Heretic Katana, assuming the scars on his arms are burns, wouldn't have happened to be caused by a certain barbecue cookout taking place 10 years ago in Lost Temple, would they? No. I can actually answer that. They're not from Firebrand. Because, like the comic mentioned, Firebrand's flames, they don't go out. If you get burned by them, you cannot stop it. Oh yeah, actually, small side tangent. Do you guys want to see the Katana Neo file? I'm very proud of how he turned out. I'm very happy. Okay, 1 second. Let me save this. Stitchkin? No, Rocket. Rocket redesign. Oh yeah, so are there any topology tutorials you'd recommend to keep fucking up the shoulder topology? All the tutorials I found haven't really helped. Yeah, I also kind of struggle with shoulders there. Not fun. It also it really depends on like what the character looks like. If you're I'm assuming you're doing like a humanoid, right? Um uh I don't really know. I do know what helped me is that I would download like a bunch of like free like animated like made for animation like models on things like Sketchfab and just like kind of look at the topology they did. Because like topology made for animation is way different than like topology made for games. And it's like it's really nice like just having something to compare, like something that works with what you're doing. You know what I mean? That's what I would do. Here it is, by the way. I think the trench coat is so fucking cool. And the mask too. I think the mask and the trench coat, I'm a big fan. And also, he wasn't gonna be called Katana Neo. His name was gonna be actually Proto Tana. But then we changed it to Katana Neo. Yeah, it's just a Blackrock katana. And also, oh my god, the boots. These are hard as shit to make. Like, oh my gosh. And yeah, the whole, like, idea with this guy is that, like, oh, what would happen if Katana... Because, like, Katana's whole, like, lore, I guess, is, like... Used to be part of the True Eye Church. Then he ran away. It's all Thieves' Den. And that's why he kind of wears, like, a Thieves' Den getup. But in this situation, this is if he fled to Blackrock. And then he's got the cool mask and the trench coat and everything. It's cool. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Here's the wireframe for anyone wondering. There you go. Will we ever get renders for skins that don't have them? Don't count on it. Anyways, yeah, that's all I wanted to show, basically. Back to Rocket. Okay, so delete this. Is the stripes on the horns seen on Neo biographs like a common pattern on Blackrock horns? What's the purpose of them, if any? I'm morbidly curious. It just kind of looks cool. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Because, like, originally I was playing with the idea of Katana Neo being more of like a like a Coil 2.0 situation where like Katana was turned into a black rock. A black rock? A biograph, that's what I meant to say. He was turned into a biograph, but then it's like... We were already doing the follower Katana, and that was already a rehash of follower sword. So I was like, let's just do something a little bit different. So that's why it's not actually in, like, the final skin. This looks like a shirt, I think. I said I have a question. Combining with an anecdote, I was considering submitting a song for fighting in the Discord just to realize that the Roblox city already has a theme song, kind of wasting a bunch of time of me adding city-based ear candy to it. This raises the question, do we have any similar maps coming in the unforeseeable future? A no comment is fully understandable. Like a Roblox city? Well, Roblox city isn't, like, canon. This is just me hypothesizing. I'm not saying this is something we will be doing in the future, but because we do want to make more canon maps, I wouldn't be surprised if we do have a kind of like Crossroads map eventually. That's like the only thing I can really think of that's probably like the most similar. Or maybe another playground map. But we're not currently working on a Crossroads map at the moment. Let me move this forward a bit. That looks like a shirt, right? Like a tank top. Yeah. Yeah. Oops. Can't do the raised shirt. Other than helping at his father's shop, what would Rocket do in his day-to-day life? And if you can't come up with an answer, then could we know what's his favorite animal? He games. He's a gamer. He loves playing video games. I think Rocket definitely, like... This is, like, really funny to say. I think he probably has probably the most normal life out of the fighters. Maybe besides, like, Slingshot and, like, Boombox. Like, he has a job. He works with his family. He's got friends. He's in a pretty good spot right now. So does Rocket place blocks and shit because he's in fucking Minecraft? He loves playing Bogcraft. I am placing blocks and shit. Okay, yeah, I think this jacket's fine for now. I'll do the sleeves. Da-dee-da-dee-da. Would any of the fighters win Squid Game? now I gotta think about that. I don't know. Well, it's like pure luck. Well, like, even though there could be, like, some intelligence, like, involved, it is, like, kind of pure luck. Because you don't know, like, what games they're gonna include. Like, there's strength games, or there's intelligence games. Like, you really don't know. It is just luck, so... Maybe Coil? Again, I can't really say for sure. This was mentioned before, Traffic would win. Okay, but that was like as a joke. Because the hypothetical for that one was that Ponacious was like the headmaster. And they were like, I want that fucker dead. But Traffic just keeps surviving. Sorry, I'm sitting up in my chair. Is there a possibility that Biographs will get a skin referencing Omega and or Chi-Graft? Possibly. I don't see why not. But neither of those are being made at the moment. Guys, I'm so excited for Crossroads. Like, genuinely. I'm so freaking excited for Crossroads. I'm just like... Okay, well, I was gonna speculate about when, like... what kind of time frame we're looking at getting it released, but I don't want to, like, say anything in case that just, like, doesn't happen. Because Crossroads is really big, chat. It's the biggest thing, like, we've ever made. It's really, really big. So, I can't really, like, say for certain, like, yeah, it's gonna come out at this time. When we have no idea. That's why it's speculating, you're not confirming anything. Well, here's the thing. Fighting fans don't really take that into consideration. It's just kind of, if I say anything, they take it as direct canon confirmation. So I have to always, like... That's why I had to... what's the word? That's why now I, like, look over the Bog Times posts. Because, like, half of everything they write, at least before, like, I vetted it, it was, like, jokes. Like, half of them were jokes that I just kind of made off comment. And then those jokes kind of spiraled into people thinking they were canon. And I was like, oh no, this is not good. So, now I vet them. So, yeah. And, like, to be fair, I'm not really blaming the fan base for that. It's just kind of like an unfortunate, like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's just kind of unfortunate. Like, no one's really at fault. I've been wanting to model in Blender, but I feel like I can't even start because when I opened, I was overwhelmed pretty fast. What's a good way to stay motivated and keep learning? Okay, for any of my Roblox Studio fans, if you're not used to the camera in Blender, because in Studio you use WASD, right? Watch this. I just found out you could do this like a week ago. Yeah, you could go under, you could go around. And then you just left click. And if you right click, it just puts you at that camera. And you go back into the normal view. It is Shift tilde, for anyone who wants to know. It is Shift tilde. That is the hotkey. And you just left click to, or you right click to lock your camera in the place you want, and you left click to just go back to the view you once were. But if you haven't used Studio, a good way to stay it's kind of like what I said previously, where it's like, if you if you have like a character or some kind of like project or animation in your head you really want to like bring to life, just the concept of like wanting to finish that like motivates me. And also, like, I think it's really nice to have like a community where you can be like, hey guys, what's the hotkey for this or this? And for a while I was doing like modeling review streams, but I stopped because they got kind of overwhelming. But we have forums in BogCom where people like can help you, like learn hotkeys or like give feedback. Like, it's great stuff. I think just having like a group of people like you can go to and be like, hey, am I doing this wrong? Or what's wrong with this? Or something messed up. Like, it really helps you, because I had none of that. Every time something fucked up, I had to be like, what am I doing? And I had to like scavenge the internet. Like, I had no friends who knew how to model. I knew literally nobody. I had to self-teach like everything to myself. And also, don't be afraid to make mistakes, because if you know what your mistake was, you are more inclined to just not make it again. So, yeah, that's my advice. I hope that sounded coherent. I don't actually know. Kettle containing a carbonated beverage. When you mentioned the building for Crossroads being 75% done, was this for Crossroads Part 1 or Crossroads as a whole? Crossroads as a whole is 75% done. Like, modeling-wise, I mean. Pat. Will it be fully released or released in parts? We don't know. The original idea was... Okay, so here's the thing. We were like, okay, we're gonna do the Crossroads rework. And then this was when we only had like 4 builders on it. And we quickly realized, oh, this is like big. And then we were like, okay guys, we're gonna like condense it. We're gonna put it into 2 parts. One part where it's the top layer with all the shops, all the mechanical things. That'll be released first. And then the second part where the actual, like, where the majority of the new buildings are, that's gonna be in a completely separate second part. And then we hired new people, and I don't know what happened, but they just kept making shit. And now we're here. So I have no idea what we're even gonna do. I think probably, if I had to guess, from a, like, release, or just, like, to... What am I saying? Like, to cause less of a headache for, like, Aiden, and like all the builders involved just to like iron out the bugs, because there's gonna be bugs on release. It's just too big not to release like perfectly. We will probably split it into parts. I don't know though, that's just me speculating. But yeah, that's just what I think. How much of Crossroads overall, including the NPCs and other content, is done? It's fine if you don't want to have a concrete answer. Well, I said 75% like modeling-wise, but like the programming aspect, we aren't exactly that far along yet. Because we needed the actual buildings to be made before we could do all that. I would say, like, completely overall, and I said this on Twitter, probably, like, I want to say all of it, like, 50% done. Like, including, like, programming. Like, a good, like, 50%. Because, like, half of the build is just gonna be dedicated to the city. Like, the actual build of the city itself. That's, like, the real meat of the update. Maybe I'll do a Crossroad teaser on stream. I don't know. I'd have to ask G. But also, I kind of like keeping it a surprise. Because that's more fun. That's why I stopped doing the Crossroad modeling streams, because I was like, this is cool and all, but like if like people get like used to me like streaming in this, then like the actual update itself I feel like won't have that much like of an oomph. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. Also, thank you Smecky for 2,750 bits. Thank you, Soda. Here's some bits as thank you. Thank you, bro. How do you bevel edges of things easily? It's just Control B. Control B. And then you use your scroll wheel. Wah, 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 wah. Like that. I'm gonna make these asymmetrical. Or quirky like that. I just wanted to know, what was it like modeling Reaper Scythe? She's very unique, and I was just curious on how you felt about her. I felt like she was done really well. I did not model Reaper Scythe. That was from one of our new modeling hires. They did a very good job. I think Reaper Scythe was the first thing they made. If I'm not mistaken. No, I think they did actually, No, I think it was Reaper Scythe, yeah. Reaper Scythe was definitely really, really hard to pin down. We had like a whole ton of like adjustments that needed to be made. And there's even like a whole other version of the weapon that went scrapped. But yeah, I am very happy with how she looks, and I think the modeler did a fantastic job. Oh, and they did. Oh, I think actually they did Mad Kit first. Yeah, no, they did Mad Kit first. My bad. And then Reaper Scythe second. It was by the same guy. Hey Soda, what's your opinion on fighting OCs that are based on gears that don't actually exist? Like Lasso, for example. We actually already do that. I know, but on the entire Roblox catalog, there's only like 2,500 gears, like, total. But, like, in the entire world of the Inferno, we're, like, imagining, like, this is a very populated place. There's, like, thousands and thousands of, like, Infernals that just, like, living around. So, you know, we can't use, like, every single Roblox gear. We have to make up some, just as, like, background characters or whatever. Yeah. Like, of course we try to keep, like, main characters, like, modeled after actual Roblox gears. But, yes, there is non-Roblox gears. Like, it just makes more sense for the world, like, overall. So, yeah, don't feel shamed about that. Okay, wait. So do the fishy skins, Vine Splash, Sea Shot, Sheriffin, and Pirate Kit live in the same universe? Bonus, is Pirate Valk and Mermaid Dom in the same universe as well? They were not made with that in mind, but that is a very fun headcanon, and I do support it. We're gonna bevel the belt here. I don't want to make a belt, guys. I really don't like making belts. Can I just copy-paste it from Katana Neo? No, I can't. That's too lazy. I don't like making belts. What's your favorite biograph model? Zeta, Beta, Omega, etc. Well, I haven't designed every type, but I think right now, probably Omega biographs. I think they look really cool. You can't steampunk him, Soda? Ah. Oh, but I wanna. The great thing about modeling for fighting for so long is that, like, I've made so much stuff. Like, I've made belts, shoes, jackets. I've made so much stuff, I can just, like, copy-paste it. Shoes, too! I copy-paste shoes all the time. Shoes are hellish to make. I recall being there when it was said, but I wanted to reconfirm. Duplicate gears exist, correct? Like, if steampunk is technically linked to... Wait, what? If steampunk is technically linked to the steampunk gear, there can be another Inferno who is also based on that gear? Thank you. Okay, so what I mean by duplicate gears that can... I think I got asked this last stream, too. No, not last stream, the stream before that. Was that Roblox likes making series of gears. I'm gonna use the boombox example again. There's a lot of boombox gears. Like, there's the golden one, and then the classic retro one. As long as there is a variant of that gear, a duplicate can exist. So, like, there's a separate golden boombox Infernal than the boombox fighter we know. Does that make sense? The only, aspect where this is, like, technically, like, this rule is technically broken is with Coil, because Coil is every single Coil combined because it's cool. Like, he is gravity, speed, and regen, all together as one person. But that's, like, the only instance, I think, where he's the exception. What about the snowy coil? Is there a snow? Yeah, there is a snowy coil. That would be a different character. There would be a snowy coil as like a completely separate coil. And they'd probably just like for like just so there isn't any confusion, they'd probably go by snowy instead of coil. Doesn't Skate have a gang of skateboard variants, lol? Yes, he does. That's also another thing. Like his like group is like a bunch of skateboards because it's funny. I really don't want to model a belt. Nope, nope. Okay, you know what? I'm copying the belt buckle, okay? I won't copy the entire belt, but I'm copying the belt buckle because I think it's cool. It reminds me of Guilty Gear. Oh my god, it's so fucking big. Holy shit! Okay. Let's just, massive belt buckle. Okay. Put this right here. We won't tell anyone you copy-pasted it, we promise. There's only, like, how many people in the stream? What?! There's 500 people here?! Oh no! I didn't even fucking see that! I didn't know. I did not copy paste the belt buckle. I did not copy paste the belt buckle. All of you are liars, and I did not do this. I did not do this. It was a group hallucination. Soda's never beating the copy-paste allegations. I did not do this. I did not copy-paste the belt buckle. Swear to God. Yeah, guys, it was a Mandela effect. What do you mean they look similar? No, they don't. I get, like, the Men in Black pen and I just, like, start shining the light in all of your eyes. Look here for me really, really quick. How about the other fighter redesigns? I haven't heard anything about Shuriken since January and I miss it dearly. I just took a break on modeling. I'm gonna... Like, that's why I haven't, like, really said anything about the models or the redesigns. I just took a long break on modeling for fighting. Yeah, that's about it. But they will happen. I do not know when they will be added to the game. But it is a thing that will happen. Okay, hang on, the belt buckle needs to be lower. Soda, I love the comics so far. Hyped for the next update. Any fun facts you could give us? Anything you liked working on in particular? Anything like that? Every time we have like a dev call, comic call, artist call for like the comic. That's always really fun because we just have the whole script of the comic and then we're like, okay guys, let's brainstorm, and then we just talk about like the lore for like the next 2 hours, and then it's like, okay, well here, how do we want to write this and this, or like how do we like set this up for this thing to happen, so on and so forth. It's very fun making a comic, but like, damn, it takes so much time. Because it's like fully colored, I don't know when it's gonna like end, because we can only do like a very few amount of pages per update, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. But yeah, thank you Rivers the Raven for 100 bits. Good day, Soda. I had a few questions about Windforce and Banhammer. La 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 la. Would either of them trust their gear with the other? Would Windforce have sung any lullabies to Ban when he was younger? Where does Windforce even hang out / live? Sorry if these are too many questions. I'm starved of Windy plus Ban info. Okay, where to start? Yeah, I would say they would trust each other with their gear. Because just, like, having, like, another Infernal, like, handle your gear just, like, shows that you trust them a lot. What else? Windforce lives... Ooh. Ooh. I don't know if I could say that. I'm thinking. Okay, you know what? Fuck it. I'll give the playground people some content. Windforce lives on the floating island on the top. All of like the city and like urban like areas are below the floating island. On the top of the floating island is like basically her kingdom, like it's her territory. She owns it. That's all I will say. It's like... Yeah, that's all I want to say. Most of, like, the faction lore and stuff, I want to keep kind of, like, hush-hush until Crossroads comes out. But yeah, I might as well, because, like, it takes a really long time for these things to, like, be fully done. Hi Soda, I hope you're doing awesome. I noticed there's a plane shrink wrapped to Rocket's head for his face. I'm assuming. That makes me wonder, how does the team animate the faces in game for fighting? I like the cool warbling effect. It's like a GIF. It just, flips between 3 frames, that I draw by hand. That's basically it. It's just a surfaced UI. That changes images like every second. Go. Bet. happen if there's a duplicate of one of the Sloth gears? I know there's a faux Firebrand gear somewhere, but I doubt an Infernal could just go around calling themselves by the same name of a deity. Guys, can I keep it 100 with you? I had no idea the faux Firebrand gear, like, existed. Like, until, like, someone brought it up on stream. Like, one time. Like, I legitimately had no idea it even existed. So, I think just for the sake of, like, the story not being really weird, I'm just gonna say, like, all the faux, like, Sloth swords don't exist. Like, we never planned anything for them for the story, and it just kinda, it would confuse people if we did. So. Yeah. Big stretch. Okay. Okay. It looks pretty okay so far. Let's do the pants. What? There we go. Now I can... So does the thing around Rocket's neck supposed to be a dog tag? Yes! It's like a little dog tag. I just noticed your PFP is Jumbo. What's your favorite deck to run and your favorite Joker? This might be controversial, but I like the green deck. I think that's what it's called, right? The green deck. And my favorite Joker? Oh, I don't know. Cause like I don't know, cause Joker's like oh, I don't know. I don't know. Like I feel like it would just kind of be a cop out to say like Blueprint because of like how well it synergizes with literally any Joker ever. I don't know if I have a favorite. I'm gonna keep it real. I don't know. Will any other character get a theme song like Subspace did with Actiphobia, or was that song a one-off? Would be cool to use. I think the composers do want to make more themes, yeah. Like more fighter-like themes. So the question, do Infernals grow hair at all? Or is it just like, no, they're completely hairless? What I mean is, are they able to grow body hair anywhere? No. No, they're completely bald. The only instance they could get, like, hair or, like, fur is if they spawn with, like, an animal gear. Like Ducky, for instance. Like, her gear is like a duck, so she has a duck tail. It's, like, made of feathers. But otherwise, everyone is fucking completely bald. Is it the stylistic choice or not? Yeah, it's just a stylistic choice. Okay, if you guys want to know the real reason, it's because I didn't want to model hair. So, they don't have hair. That's the real reason, so... I just never modeled hair for the fighters. That, yeah, you caught me. My hands are up. Guys, you don't understand how high poly hair is. Like, if you look at any UGC creators, like, hair models, it's crazy. I don't want to model all that. I don't want to do it. And I'm pretty sure most modelers don't want to do it either. I don't know. I hate modeling hair. Like, for the Bive kit, right? I didn't even model that. I just took that from the original Vive model. Because I did not want to model it. Oh, shit. Sorry, my bad. Wait, so if you were capable of modeling hair, would they have had hair? There is a timeline, there is a universe where I was like, yeah, I'm gonna model hair. And then they got modeled with hair. There is a universe where that happened, but it didn't. And this is the timeline we live in now. Thank you for blessing me, chat. The eyebrow soda? Okay, well, their faces are literally, like, sketched out. They're a GIF. Like, I don't... You gotta suspend your disbelief. They also don't have noses or ears. How do they smell or hear? You know? Like, you gotta suspend your disbelief a little bit. They're Roblox characters. Sorry, I'm so busy reading chat. I'm not modeling. You guys are distracting me. Okay. So if they did have hair, what kind of hair would some of the fighters had? I literally did a Twitter thread exactly about that. I don't know if it exists anymore. It was like last year. Would Scythe have a bob? I don't know. I feel like Scythe would just be bald. Like if she had hair. She'd just have a buzz. What map is your least fave / or most fave? Least favorite, Raven Rock. Most favorite? Probably... I don't know. I have a lot of maps I like for different reasons. Like, some I think are built, like, wonderfully, and others I think are better from, like, a gameplay standpoint. Where's his arm? I don't know which one is his arm. Oh, there it is. Hey, this doesn't look so bad. I might actually end up changing the belt buckle later. Wah 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 wah. $360. Wah 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 wah. Bow 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 bow. I've got a quick question regarding horn mutation, if that's chill. How rare / common are they? If I can recall, the only character with a horn mutation is Firebrand. I would say it's, like, uncommon. I don't think it's rare, though. One second. One second, chat, sorry. Okay, I just got the thumbs up. I will show a little bit of new Crossroads. A little bit. By that I mean, like, probably just the inner ring. Which is probably, like, the least, or, like, the most unfinished. Just a little bit, okay? Okay. I gotta open Studio, though. Oh, Roblox Studio is making me update. Denied! I do have a few of the modelers on here already, so if you see them moving around, just ignore them. What the? Where am I? Okay, here we go. Okay, I'll just show you guys the inner ring, because this is like the most unfinished out of everything. I don't want to show all the finished parts yet. Okay. Tell me if you guys can see this. Okay. So, we have the new Panaceous building. Check this out. This is where you buy all the UGC. And if you go in here, you see their little portrait. This is where they'll be at this table. And then, like, UGC will be, like, scattered, like, around here, and you could just go up to it and buy it. Yeah. And then we got... This is where Zuka will be. Zuka shop, go here! This is Zuka's shop. He's right here. Hi, Zuka. This is, like, probably gonna be, like, the most low-key out of all of them. And then, oh yeah, this is the door from the comic. This is where Sword is at. So this is where their house is. Like, just right up here. And then, I think behind here, I don't think it's finished, but right here, this little alleyway is where Broker's gonna be. And then this is Traffic's area. Right here, you can see all the titles. Rich Pitbull Gamer Fighter Ace Spawn of Satan Job Hater. Yeah. And then we got like some other stuff behind here that they're working on. And then, oh, yeah, ignore that. That's where, this is where the library's supposed to be. Yeah, this is just the inner ring. This is probably the most unfinished because everything outside of here is like, I want to say like, almost done. Well, not almost done, but it's like very, very, it's way more finished compared to here. But yeah, I'm just gonna show you guys this. But yeah. Yeah, after this all gets modeled, like, let me zoom out. You guys can see how big this shit is. Oh yeah, and then in here, got Flipside Tower. And this is where they live. They got their kitchen, and then the rooms. Oh yeah, there's gonna be like an area showing off all the festival outfits right here. You could just like go and like see all of them. And then they made like a little recording booth over here. This is Adrian who made this. And then a little lounging area, and then up here on the second floor, this is where they record the news. Right here. You just go up here. And then up all the way at the top of these stairs is the top of the tower. And then, oh, here it is. Then you can see them. I don't know why it's violet and roses, but yeah, they're gonna stand up here for festival. And then you could just see Crossroads from the tower. But yeah. But yeah, that's just what I wanted to show you. I don't want to show you guys the finished parts because I'm gonna keep that as a surprise. But yeah. I think I'm gonna call it for the stream today. I'll end off with that. But I hope that, like, and all of that stuff that I just, oh my god, I just dropped something. All of that stuff I just showed you guys, that was done in like a few days. So I don't know when it'll come out, but yeah. Anyway. Bye, guys. I'll see you guys another time.